welcome to Rufus and Doofus. Chico here, and I'm on my way to Fellsmere, Florida, and I'm going to meet up with some friends of mine from New York. They've been down here for a while now, since I think January, and they've been staying at an RV park that's in Jensen, which is just south of me. So they've been pretty busy having a good time, and we finally are going to get together, and we're going to go to Giuseppe's Italian restaurant and have pizza. And Richie and Ellen have been friends of mine for a long time, and my favorite ride on a motorcycle my whole life, of my entire career riding motorcycle, which was for many years, because I started riding when I was 12, was with Richie and 6 other guys, and we went to Sturgis a while ago, a couple of, maybe 5-6 years ago, and it was a 26-day trip. I believe it was 26 days, and we left from Albany, New York, and we headed up into Canada through the Thousand Islands, over the bridge there and into Canada, and we continued out to International Falls, Minnesota, and we skirted the Great Lakes all the way out. Absolutely gorgeous ride, and we were very lucky because we didn't have any rain, only a very tiny little bit. From International Falls, Minnesota, we went down into Sturgis, and we ended up getting a room at a place right under the Mount Rushmore, and the name of the place escapes me, but it was, go out on a balcony, and there was Mount Rushmore. I mean, absolutely gorgeous view, gorgeous place. And that was about 60 miles from Sturgis. Now, believe it or not, here we go on a trip to Sturgis on motorcycles, and you would think that we'd spend a lot of time in motorcycles, right? Well, or in Sturgis. Well, that didn't happen. Here's the deal. None of us were really big drinkers or anything like that, so, hanging out at a bar and just looking at a bunch of people and bikes all over the place really didn't turn us on. But what we had to go to Sturgis for at least a few hours the one day and take in the sights. So we did that. We went to Sturgis, and we were only there, I'd say maybe 6 hours before we left and came back to our point where we were staying, which was central to other things that we wanted to do on the ride. Well, let me tell you a story about what happened in Sturgis. When we arrived in Sturgis, just right at the edge of town, one of the guys in the group, his name was, what was his name? Jesus, one of my best friends too. Oh, sorry, I have brain farts. Was Doug. And good old guy, he's no longer with us. He didn't make it. But he made it on the trip, but cancer got him. But in any case, his clutch cable broke. So if you guys ever rode a motorcycle, when your clutch cable breaks, you're screwed, So fortunately, we're right there in town, and there was some cops directing traffic, because it's just mobbed, it's mobbed. You have to see pictures of it to understand what it's really like. So the cop directed us to the Hells Angels clubhouse. Yeah, to the Hells Angels clubhouse, right? So we get over there, and sure enough, they had a motorcycle little shop there where they fix stuff. And, the only thing the guy told us was, if one of the members comes in and has a problem with his bike, he takes priority. So hopefully nobody will, have a problem, and they'll get us in and out of there. Well, they did. They got us in and out of there in about an hour, fixed the bike, very reasonable price, the whole 9 yards. But I also got to tell you this. When I got there, there was a chair that was huge. It looked like one of those chairs that they use for advertising. It's so big, and it belongs to Paul Bunyan or somebody, and that's their chair. Well, guess what? That chair was there, and I'm thinking, what the hell are they advertising? What is it that they're advertising? They weren't advertising. I saw the biggest man I have ever seen still haven't seen anybody that big. And this guy was like all of 7 foot, maybe more, probably 400 pounds, and he was not fat. Okay, well, that was his chair. So that's the story about Sturgis, and the rest of it obviously was fun, going to all the bars and watching people get belly shots and all that crap. You know, where they pour a little shot of booze in a girl's bartender's belly and then they all lap it up. You know, crazy stuff you do when you're young, or when you're old like me and still have that kind of drive.
Continue on I-95 north for 3 miles.
So we had a blast there. But the real good part of the trip was when we'd leave every morning at sunup, and we would go out and ride. So we went to the Badlands, which were right near the place that we stayed, and we rode through there, and then we went into the Black Hills, and we rode through there, and then we went
2
to
miles, take exit 156 towards Sebastian, Fellsmere.
Needles Highway, which is, the name is obviously Needles Highway, very tiny, small highway through the mountain, unbelievable scenery. And then we went to Custer State Park, absolutely gorgeous. That's where the buffalo blocked the road, and I mean, you're nose to nose with buffalo. And we saw wild donkeys within 2 feet of us, and we stopped, you know, all kinds of wildlife. Really amazing place. Custer State Park, if you've never been there, you got to be there. So, make a long story short, we really enjoyed that ride, and just from sunup to sunset, that's what we did, is ride those motorcycles wherever there were twisties and, you know, really nice roads, scenic, beautiful stuff. So what a blast. Well, when we came home, we didn't go home the same way. We headed south and started coming across the middle of the United States, you know, as far down as Kentucky, Missouri, all those places there, and then we started to swing up and get into New York State. And I gotta tell you, to this day, that was the most phenomenal vacation I ever took in my life. I absolutely enjoyed it. It's burned into my brain, and I will never forget it. So, wanted to share that with you. Well, that's who I'm meeting, is Richie. And he was one of the guys.
1/2 mile, take exit 156 towards Sebastian, Fellsmere.
He was one of the guys that we went on that trip with. So Richie and Ellen, 2 of my favorite people, we are going to chow down on some pizza. Yes, indeed. And I love pizza, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. A little short video, let you know what's going on. I'm in the process of looking for a tow bar and base plate. I think I may have gotten lucky and found one on Craigslist, a tow bar that I can pick up for a reasonable price rather than spend, you know, $700 or $800 on a new one. So I'll let you know how that goes. I sent the guy a message.
Turn left onto Fellsmere Road.
And I'm hoping he responds soon. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe.
Continue on Fellsmere Road for 3 miles.
And sorry about the little bitch on the GPS there, but hey, she's got to tell me where to go. And she's not a bitch. She's actually a really nice girl. You know, I'd like to meet her sometime in person. All right, have a great one. Bye-bye.